You know how to pace yourself. In the heat of battle, you know that you might have only one shot, but your reach is long and your attack mighty. One shot is all you need. You're an artillery commander. Playing as an artillery tank means taking a more strategic approach than with other classes. You must cover your team's advance by shelling the enemy tanks from long range. To do this, you must rely on your allies to be your eyes on the battlefield. It is important to pay close attention to the battle map so that you will always know who on your team needs your support.
Enemy detected.
As your teammates charge into battle, you should stay back behind them. Find a good location that is well covered by bushes, rocks, or buildings, and wait for your fellow tanks to begin spotting enemies so that you might unleash your massive weapons on the helpless opposition. As an artillery tank, you will have an unprecedented view of the battlefield. However, enemy tanks will not begin to appear until your teammates, especially scouts, get close enough to spot them. Once you have an enemy in sight, take aim
Target spotted.
and fire. Though your attack is incredibly powerful, your reload and aim times are significantly longer than most other classes. Plan your attacks accordingly and make sure you have a clean shot before you fire.
Destroyed.
Always make sure the targeting line is green before you open fire. If the line is red, there is an obstacle blocking your shot, and you need to reposition your tank or you will waste your ammo. Pay attention to the size of your targeting reticle. As your reticle gets smaller, your chances of hitting the target increase. If your enemy is on the move, remember to lead the target to land a successful hit.
Eliminated.
Also, it is good to remember that just because an enemy disappears from your view does not mean that he isn't there anymore. All it means is that you or your teammates have lost line of sight on the enemy. Try opening fire on the last location where you saw the tank. You might score a lucky hit on the enemy even though you can't see him.
Bail out. We're finished.
If an enemy takes cover behind a rock or a building, you will likely not be able to score a direct hit. However, should your tank happen to have a stock of explosive ammunition, you can fire a shot near your target, and the splash damage might be enough to force him out into the open. It is possible for enemy artillery or tank destroyers to locate you by following your tracers.
Enemy vehicle eliminated.
A good artillery commander keeps moving between shots, finding new cover and better positions from which he can support his team. Always stay in cover as much as possible. The greatest threat to an artillery tank is having a flank exposed for an enemy scout to exploit. Staying in cover and maintaining good battlefield awareness is the easiest way to protect against enemy flanking attacks. Even though scout armor is considerably weaker, their superior speed and rate of fire can spell trouble for your artillery. Should you find yourself in an up-close engagement, you will greatly increase your chances of survival by calling out an incoming enemy tank before it gets too close. Doing so notifies your teammates that you are under attack. Finally, remember that just because you can see an enemy from your cover doesn't necessarily mean they can see you. Consider your options before opening fire or moving. If the enemy has yet to spot you, try marking him for your teammates instead of opening fire and possibly giving yourself away. It is possible for artillery to turn the tide of a battle in a few shots, so it is important to keep yourself protected and alive as long as you can. Heed this advice, and your artillery tank will rain down destruction on your enemies. Good luck.